In this media, you are going to learn about functionality of some of the gas cutting equipment. Except the cutting torch, all the equipment used for gas cutting are similar to gas welding equipment. Refer to the media under the topic Gas Welding Equipment to know about oxygen and acetylene cylinders, regulators, hose connections, and so on. Now let us see about the working of a cutting torch. An oxyacetylene torch is the best tool to be used for cutting steel. Gas cutting torch consists of 3 pipes for supplying preheat oxygen, preheat acetylene, and cutting oxygen. This is a dangerous cutting system, but with precautions and practice, you can safely cut steel into required shapes. Difference between cutting torch and welding torch is that the cutting torch has an additional tube for high-pressure cutting oxygen. The oxygen required for the operation is controlled by a valve on the handle of the cutting torch. Most welding torches can accept either welding tips or a cutting attachment. This type of torch is called a combination torch. The advantage of this type of torch is the ease in changing from the welding mode to the cutting mode. The high-pressure cutting oxygen is controlled by a lever on the torch handle. The oxygen and acetylene are mixed in the torch tip or torch body. Mixing chamber and injector chamber are the 2 chambers used to mix oxygen and acetylene gases. The cutting tip is made up of orifice in the center surrounded by holes. The outer holes permit the flow of oxyacetylene gases, and the central hole permits the flow of cutting oxygen. For achieving a good quality cutting profile, you must use proper size cutting tip. Oxygen jet orifice must deliver the correct amount of oxygen to produce a clean cut. This operation must be done with a minimum consumption of oxygen and fuel gases. Adjust the regulators according to the requirements and prepare to light the torch. A small yellow flame should appear at the tip when the torch is ignited. Bring the tip of the inner flame to the surface of the steel that you are going to cut. Move the torch slowly along the marking lines to have a proper cut. To prepare clean and economical cuts, the torch tip and passages should be clean and free from burrs and slag. If the tips become dirty or deformed, they should be replaced. In some industrial applications, this cutting torch is replaced by a machine called Pug machine. This is an automatic cutting machine that runs on a track. Pug cutting machine is a powerful driven tool. It helps a fabricator in minimizing the production costs and increase in the efficiency. Machine is designed to operate on magnetic effect in the roller shaft of a gearbox. Movement of gas cutting nozzle is directly linked with magnetic roller shaft, which results in fine cutting of metal. It can move with a speed ranging from 125 to 400 millimeters per minute, or 5 to 16 inches per minute. It is used in cutting mild steel plate up to 200 millimeters, 8-inch thick vertical cuts, or bevel up to 45 degrees. The cutting torch is attached to the cutting holder, which can be loosened and tightened. It has an electronic control system, motor, and a gearbox inside the body of the machine. Cutting speed can be adjusted with the help of speed control knob. You can adjust the speed according to the thickness of the cutting metals. Machine can be moved in forward and backward directions with the help of a switch that is mounted on it. Wheels are present under the machine that gives the movement on the track while the cutting is under progress. A rack and slide that is mounted on the machine will give the sliding motion to the torch. The angle of torch can be adjusted from 0 degrees to 45 degrees by rotating the slide. Once the power input is given, the machine will move on the track straightly by cutting the metal plate under the torch tip. Now you have learned about some of the equipment of gas cutting operation.